This is Get Real with Bob and Stacy, the show that helps you learn about the mortgage and real estate markets. Get the inside scoop from their expert list of guests and have some fun along the way. Now, here's Bob Gallagher and Stacy Alcorn.
Welcome back. You're listening to Get Real with Bob and Stacy. You're joining us for our Leaders and Legends segment. On with us this morning is NFL player turned entrepreneur, Chris Gronkowski. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I want to give everybody some background on Chris. He was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and was the middle of the 5 Gronkowski brothers, which hopefully everybody knows the name. Playing sports through his childhood and high school, he accepted a full scholarship to play Division I football. Graduated from University of Arizona with a bachelor's degree in accounting. He went into the NFL as an undrafted free agent in 2010 and went to start for 3 different NFL teams, including the Dallas Cowboys, Indianapolis Colts, and the Denver Broncos. After his NFL career ended, he and his wife, Brittany, created and grew their online personalized gift shop into one of the biggest and best personalized gift stores online. With their successful company, everything decorated, running smoothly, Chris saw another opportunity in the market. After his NFL career ended, Chris continued to live an active lifestyle. During a hot summer Texas day, Chris was at the gym lifting weights. When he went to take a sip of water from the bottle he had brought with him, it was warm, had a lingering taste from the protein shake he had just had. Frustrated with the shaker bottles he had been using for a year, he went home to try to find something better. He noticed there was nothing on the market that fit his needs, and he set out to make a product that would be ideal for not just the gym and mixing protein shakes, but also for everyday use at the office. And so Chris created Ice Shaker and launched the product in December of 2016. After 5 months, he was able to generate $80,000 in sales. That's crazy. Chris was able to get onto the show ABC Shark Tank at this point and pitch to Sharks, where he was able to land a deal with Mark Cuban and Alex Rodriguez. So that is quite a story. First of all, I want to know all about your experience on Shark Tank.
Oh, that was, it's everything they say it is. It's a real deal. You walk in there, you don't really know what to expect. You better know what you're talking about. You're on there a lot longer than what they show. They grill you. They want to know everything possible about your business because they're putting their money up. So it's the real deal. They're really investing in you, and then they kind of just cut it down and they show everything that's great on TV. But what you don't see is all the real life questions that they asked me, and by the end of it, they knew every part of my story, my whole background. I mean, pretty much everything I've done up to that point.
So did you have to go through, I've had friends go on Shark Tank, and there's like multiple rounds of waiting in lines for days just to get in front of somebody. Like, did you have to do that, or did the Gronkowski name get you to the front of the line at least?
I was actually, it was crazy because my agent actually reached out to everyone in 2013 and asked if there's any former players that had good ideas that might want to be on the show. They had interest in bringing in former players. So at that time, I was still playing, and I had nothing, and I loved the show. So in the back of my head, I always had this idea that I was going to create something and find a way to then go back to them and get on. So when I did create this product, I started getting some good sales, and I remembered that email that had came through. I went back and I searched it and found it, and that's kind of how the process started. So I didn't have to go to the open calls like a lot of people have to. I was able to just, from that point, send in a video submission, and still had to go through a lot, and still a crazy process to get there, but I definitely was able to jump a few of the early open call stages.
Gotcha. So you are, that day that you were at the gym and you had your warm protein shake, like you decide that you're going to go home and figure out a way. Like you basically invented the product. Like what was that process like?
Yeah, it was crazy because every time I think I'm sure this happens to everyone, you think you have a great idea, you go online, you search it on Amazon or Google, and that product's there. You just never heard of it, or the company that's putting it out there just didn't do a really good job of marketing it. So when I went on, it was kind of like the simplest idea that nobody was doing, and I was shocked by it. But from there, I was already sourcing a lot of product with our other company that we had. So we were using the same contacts. We were bringing a lot of cups. We do a lot of wedding gifts and tumblers and stuff like that for weddings. So we were able to use our same sources and have them kind of draw up draft and make a bunch of prototypes. And it took us about 20 prototypes before we had something in our hands that we liked and wanted to move forward with.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like once you're on Shark Tank, that alone gives you a massive amount of momentum, but it also seems like the downside to that is you get this massive amount of momentum, but it could drop off quickly. So what has it been like on the days after Shark Tank?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Huge momentum. And what's awesome about it is that a lot of people actually record it now. So instead of it being a one-day event, it actually turned more into a week to more of a monthly event. So we saw a huge impact from it. We still get people today saying, hey, I saw it for the first time. But from there, and when that momentum ends, that's kind of when you really have to start figuring out who your customer base is, how to target them, how to get people to continue to come back and buy. And that's kind of been the process that I've been learning for the last year, really. And that's what you got to get good at.
So one of the things with many entrepreneurs is like just the fact that you saw something that was broken and you said, I'm going to go see if I can fix it. Like you're an entrepreneur at heart, which sometimes it's good because you're creating something brand new in the market, but it's also bad because sometimes that switch never goes off. So since inventing this, do you constantly see other things that you could improve?
Yeah. It's definitely a way that you look at things, and yeah, I do all the time. I see. I was just looking at something the other day. Actually, I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this, but there's only so much you could do. I mean, you see other companies, and you say, I could do that a lot better than them, but you got to focus on one thing and do a good job of it. So it's not like I'm just out there looking for a newer, better thing. I'm really trying to find newer and better products for the one I already have. So we're branching off into different size cups. We already have done things to make our product better. We've already had the second version of it from the original airing, which was in October. We then came back and we added features that customers wanted to see. And it's got feedback from them that saying they wanted measurement markings and just to hold the bottle easier. We added a twist and agitator that helps blend the protein, but also works as a food infuser as well. So really just listening to customer feedback, we've been able to just continuously make our product better as well.
Okay, so I know you just mentioned a few of the things, but can you give like a 20-second rundown of what exactly the ice shaker is? Like, it seems like a mixer. I don't know. Explain exactly what it does.
So really, it's a double-wall, vacuum insulated, kitchen-grade stainless steel bottle. So it's going to hold ice. If you fill it to the top with ice, it will hold ice for over 30 hours in a 75-degree room. The bottle is vacuum insulated, so it doesn't sweat. So you're not going to have any heat or cold transfer to the outside of the bottle. So you're not going to get those condensation rings all over your furniture or the gym floor. The kitchen-grade stainless steel doesn't absorb odor like a plastic shaker bottle does. So even if you leave your protein in there for a couple of days, which you always end up doing on accident, you're going to be able to get that smell out just with hot water. And so our bottles also has measurement markings in it, so it's easy to measure out for supplements and stuff like that, or just to see how much water you're drinking. We have the easy open top, so you don't have to twist it on and off. So it's very easy to just open with one hand when you're driving or at the gym. And then it's a tapered bottle design, so it will fit in all standard size cup holders, but it's also super easy to fill and super easy to clean. You're going to be able to fit your hand in there. You're going to easily be able to put powders in it without spilling, easily fill it with ice. So it's really just the ultimate bottle for everyday use. A lot of people look at it as just for the gym, but we're really putting it out there to show everyone that this is for everything. Bring it to the office with you. Bring it to the pool, even floats in the pool. The beach, it's not going to have sand stick to it. It's not going to be condensation on the bottle. So really, I bring it everywhere, and it just helps me live a healthier lifestyle, drink more water. And a lot of people even use it for mixing cocktails. Or they throw some lemons in it, put the agitator back on, and you have fruit-infused water all day. So just a great overall cup for pretty much anyone.
Well, now you're talking cocktails.
For drinks.
So.
Yeah, I thought it was a cocktail shaker.
Hey, a lot of people take the top off. They use it as like a wide-mouth beer cup, and it'll keep your beer nice and cold.
take it to the gym for protein and have a drink after your workout.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Drink first to get yourself to the gym.
Yeah, you can do that too.
So, what is the price range of the ice shaker, and where do people find it?
So we sell online, iceshaker.com, $30 for our 26-ounce bottle. We have a smaller 16-ounce bottle for $25, and then we have a skinny steel tumbler with a straw, more geared towards like smoothies or coffee, and that is $20. We'll have more products coming out as well. We're going to go into some larger sizes, and also probably come out with a stemless wine glass as well. So pretty cool, kind of branching out into everything. And also, let's see, where else? We're also on Amazon. We are in some mostly local, a lot of the nutrition stores in the Dallas area, but we are not national at this time.
And then we have a few more minutes. I want to know, like, what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs about the journey of starting something brand new?
Oh, my number one advice is you got to be passionate about whatever you're trying to do, because there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be some of the happiest days of your life and some of the worst. So if you're not passionate about it, if you don't love it, you're going to give up on it immediately. So find something that you actually love to do and stick with it. And for me, it was always start slow. Don't go all in. Both my businesses they were pretty much side jobs at first, and just testing to see if it was something that people actually wanted, something people needed. And then once I saw that it was, then that's when I wanted to go. That's went all in, and that's kind of the way I see is the best way to approach it.
But do you ever have a day that it's just super stressful and you're like, there's got to be an easier way to make money? Like, first of all, do you have those days, and what do you do to get yourself out of the slump?
Oh, absolutely. We have those days. We just had one of them. I just had one for sure. We were on Good Morning America a couple weeks ago, and we sold 15,000 cups in one day, and had a fulfillment center help us out with it, and it was just it was a mess, really. So it's hard to get over those days. A lot of work, a lot of headaches, a lot of fixing problems. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you don't love it, you probably give up on it or try to find something else to do. But I mean, this is my passion. I started the company because it's something that I love doing, and I wanted it for myself. So that's kind of what pushes me through those days. And what I really do is I head to the gym. Actually, after on the Friday, I think I was at the gym at 8 p.m. working out just to kind of get the stress out.
Yep, that's awesome. I have an idea for marketing. I heard that your brother is backing or bought, I don't know, I caught it on the news, Kentucky Derby horse.
Oh, yeah,
you could be the sponsor. You need to have the ice shaker on the side of that horse.
I don't even want to know what that would cost. The Kentucky Derby is crazy money. The horse is actually named after him, and the family was invited down to go watch it. So I might end up being there watching the horse.
Because what might be cooler than naming the horse Gronk is naming the horse Ice Shaker.
Yeah, basically. I'm going to have to wait a couple years for that before I can afford that one.
That's awesome.
Unless he's going to throw it in.
Yeah. If they want to throw that in for free, I'll take it.
All right, two more. Last question is biggest mistake you've made as an entrepreneur and how you overcame it?
Oh, that's always the hardest question because you think you do everything right. I'll tell. This is probably a good one. Just for me, when I first started, you really think that I thought that just starting from ground zero would be pretty easy. I ordered a bunch of product. I thought my product was the greatest thing ever at the time, and got it all in hand. And the first thing I did was put a couple social media posts up, and I had absolutely zero sales. So that was by far the biggest mistake. Was kind of just thinking that using my name and that the product was awesome, that it was just going to automatically sell. I didn't realize that, no one knew about it. There's no brand behind it. There's no customer trust. There's absolutely nothing there to work off of, and that was definitely a huge mistake I made. If I could go back, I would have ordered a lot less quantity at first to start with, and really did a lot to build a brand before I started just trying to pump out volume. Mm-hmm. So I would start over. It would be, getting the product in front of people, doing a lot of trade shows, which we ended up doing a little bit later on, and just building that customer trust and really getting a customer base started before putting in a big order of product that I didn't know how to really sell.
Yep. That's awesome. And where do you see Ice Shaker in 3 years?
Everywhere. We're growing so fast. It's been insane already how much we've sold this year. Even with the Shark Tank rush pretty much over, it's still going so strong. But it's all the money's being pumped back into the business. We're coming out with newer, better products. We're gonna have more products, an entire line of bottles. So I think it's just gonna continue to grow. And in 3 years, I think it's gonna be huge.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, Chris Gronkowski. Everybody can check out the Ice Shaker at iceshaker.com. You can also follow Chris at Chris Gronkowski or at Ice Shaker Bottle on social media. Thanks for joining us today, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Get Real after this.